In the last episode, I showed you how to pick an app ID. I did so too, but then something unexpected happened. I created a whole proof of concept. I even wrote it on Notion, created videos of it. I actually started building the app, integrated AI, like APIs to gather the data, but eventually I decided to scrape the whole thing and stop working on it. So before we get into the ID that I'm actually going to build, I want to tell you about the ID that I didn't build. Because learning from failures is the best thing you can do. AI makes it so easy to get started. I started right away. Basically, on the moment I knew I was going to do this series, I was like, okay, I'm going to build that app. And I started doing it. I used Codex, I used Cursor, I used all the tools that I had to really quickly get a proof of concept. In fact, this is how it looks. And using AI, this was like an hour of development. I've been able to create a first version. And the app works, it's great. So it's a LinkedIn content creation tool, right? But I didn't do any of the things that I said in the last episode. So what I did wrong is I didn't listen to my own advice. I realized a few things. I don't think many people search for a LinkedIn content creation tool. That's number one. Number two, there is a much better idea I could build, but more about that later. But most of all, I created a proof of concept that showed me that it's actually not working. So the app basically allowed me to create social media posts that I could copy and paste directly into LinkedIn. But I want to be authentic, right? I don't want to have AI generated posts all the time. And it was pretty hard to create an app that, could write posts just like I would do myself. It would not optimize my workflow as much. Well, add to that there's not much potential. There's not much people searching for it. It's a big market, but, getting people to pay for such app if they don't really need it to, who wants to grow on LinkedIn? I still believe in the idea, and I truly think that more and more people will want to grow on LinkedIn. But for this series, getting to a 10K MRR, at least quickly enough, I don't want you to wait 10 years for it. It wasn't the best idea. So there was a turning point, and I think the proof of concept has been the most crucial in this part. And Jordi talks about it in this episode of my Going Indie podcast. It's the 222 ID, right? You basically build a proof of concept in 2 hours or something like that and really quickly validate the ID. And if I'm not going to use it myself, who is going to use it? And around that time, at the same time, I was kind of like facing an issue that many other people were facing too. I am growing my YouTube channel. I'm listening to a lot of podcasts, and I kind of like realized like there is so much more growth potential here. And I kind of like need this kind of tool. So you can guess the app ID that I'm going to build is a YouTube optimizer. And in fact, I already started building it. And this is not without research. I researched a lot of keywords last week already. I knew that the YouTube Studio keyword is kind of something that people search for. I also kind of like know a little bit of the field, like the market, which tools are out there already, what do they do. And in fact, due to Black Friday, I purchased quite a bit of those tools. And while they work great, I just felt like, okay, they're not tapping into the full potential. I think there's a difference to be made. I think AI can play a bigger role in such a way that it still remains authentic, come up with good app IDs based on keywords that are actually popular. Having a fully native app will make a big difference. I think that's where my authority, my knowledge really comes into place. I truly think that if I build an app that's native first, Apple might support it, and I think there's so many creators that I can reach. And once again, I'm not trying to reach the creators that use like 1 million per video or that have like 1 million subscribers, right? Like I'm going to target a little bit like the audience of like 20K to 50K subscriber channels that want to grow, but that don't want to spend like 100 euros per month on those more expensive tools. And if I can tap into that potential, then I think this app ID is going to bring us to that 10K MRR. So I decided to give it a start. I had 1 hour left in the evening and I was kind of like chilling. I was like, okay, let's just get started. Let's use AI and see how far we go. And in fact, I could actually reuse a bit of the code of the LinkedIn app to, integrate AI and see what I could do. And within an hour, this is the version that I got, and I was quite impressed by what you can do. So it basically lists the video, it gets the thumbnail. You can filter on videos or just shorts. You can also open a short. And, this doesn't look great, but, I can actually edit this and press save and update. So I got login, I got editing functionality. I'm loading the videos, I'm loading the thumbnail. That's all done within 1 hour. Now, fast forward to today. Let's say I've spent like 2 full days on this. And meanwhile, while I was walking the dog, I, initiated a few Codex tasks. I'm using Cursor quite a bit. I generated an agents file that's very optimized for Swift and Swift UI. More about that later. I'm planning to release that somewhere in January. But look at this. This is a proper Mac app. So I'll take you through what it does right now. You can see the videos listed here, and it's now listing them based on the outlier score. But you can actually filter them already. You can search for a certain video. You can sort on the best performing or worst performing. These kind of things all work. And these are also great things that you can quickly do with AI. Like I said, I triggered a few of those just by walking the dog and talking to my phone. Like, hey, I want to create filtering for the video list. I also integrated keywords search. So if I search for Xcode, it will actually research those keywords. I'm using an API for that. I take the scores and I kind of optimize those scores because I think it could have done a little bit better. But I can already see that Xcode is a keyword that has 19,000 monthly searches. That's quite a great keyword. And the overall score is actually good because the difficulty is not that hard, but while it's super popular. I also started creating an inspiration page. This is very much the first version that Codex kind of generated. I can ask AI to generate IDs, and these are kind of like video IDs that I can use for my next video on my YouTube channel. Once again, it's not very optimized. I'm not super happy with what it is, but it at least shows the top keywords from my videos, right? So these are the keywords that I've mostly used on my channel. So it kind of learned from my channel, like what are my goals? What are my video concepts? What am I targeting about? I also have a first version of the competitors page. In this case, I just added my other own channel, Rocket Sim, and it lists those videos as well with outlier scores. The next iteration will likely, show videos that do very well for a certain channel, which you can use as inspiration for your own channel. Like if it's the same audience, what is that audience watching? What is it looking for? There's also a first analytics version page. These are not actual analytics from YouTube. These are analytics based on the content that you already have. So your posting timeline, like how often do you post video? Because, consistency is key for growth. My average cadence is 22.8 days, but I'm pretty sure that if you only look at the last month, it's different. The latest gap is 4 days. There are also some keywords and the best performer of the last month, the best performing video, so to say. Once again, this is very much a first iteration, but by having these pages in place, I can trigger Codex tasks for those pages specifically and not hurt the code that is in a different place, right? Like you don't want to have merge conflicts all the time. And I have constant IDs that I kind of like push forward, and I'll optimize those views over the coming days. There's a settings page that is not really optimized. Well, you can log out and you can log in again. And then there's the optimized page where you have seen the videos before. We can also see the shorts, by the way. No shorts found. Yes, there are bugs, but yeah, this is the proof of concept, right? That I want to optimize further. Here I actually applied a design, which I didn't for the other pages yet. And if you click on a page, it shows the detail page. And here you have a title, the description. This description is actually cut off just like YouTube does, which is great for having an idea like how good is the hook of the video inside the description. It lists the description tags, so those are tags inside the description of a video, which are different than the tags that you configure in the actual video settings. And I also list the score for those tags because those are actually important. You can click on those tags where you can see some more overall score. But yeah, this is very much the beginning. And we can also see that I have this analyze button here. This is something I still need to build. But what I have in terms of code already is that I can use AI to optimize this video, propose certain titles in the description, find out which tags I'm currently using and which tags I should actually use. I'm kind of like stitching everything together. And eventually that would become a YouTube optimizer app that is actually valuable. And my goal is to get this out on test flight as quickly as possible, get real users in, create a landing page where people can subscribe for updates on this app. And eventually, I kind of like build up an audience while I'm working on this app. And I'm dogfooding it myself, right? Like I'm using this app myself for my YouTube channel. So I'll run into issues. I'll run into, things that I can improve. And I'm pretty sure that eventually this app becomes mature enough to, release to the App Store and see if I can eventually earn some money with it, because that's why we're here. We want to make 10K MRR. So in the upcoming weeks, you will get several updates from me. Sometimes we'll just dedicate a video on like how do I optimize this page further, or how do I use AI to trigger a certain task. I really want to show you like the way I am working. I'm not saying that you should work the same, but I'm pretty sure you'll learn something from it. And eventually, when I reach certain milestones, I'll post a video about that and I'll share you how I did it, how I got there, and what challenges that I faced. So for now, I want to say thanks a lot for watching this episode, and stay tuned. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel to find out more and to see which milestone I'll reach next.